Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Good morning. Last night we were talking about the spiritual and metaphysical things. One of the things that brought it home to me I asked her who I am, what's the separation and the partiality of the seven. Imagine, this is when I was on the full spiritual attack. Imagine being asleep on the bed and you wake up. At first you feel this strange feeling and you open your eyes and there's four of the beings carrying you somewhere. There's two on each side and the rest of you scream out. Here are the words I use. Put me the fuck down. Don't that sound weird? I'm on the bed and they're walking away with me. And I screamed, put me the fuck down. And they instantly dropped me. And then they were terrified. They stacked themselves in the corner. Each of them had 4 fingers and 4 toes, but they were metaphysical. They were trying to kidnap me, to take me where, I don't know. It had to be someplace specifically created for me because I'm not welcome in hell. They don't want even an ounce of me in hell. Shit, 50% of the earth don't want my ass. I'm the most abandoned entity on the planet. Believe me. If lonesomeness was a damn category, I would win hands down every year. Every year I'd win. Anyway, just thought I'd tidy up something. But anyway, imagine that. And that's when I seen the separateness of the seven. But not only did I see that, I seen the oneness of the seven. Seven and there is literally one at all times. One. Kind of weirded out. Anyway, to those of you who have been with me since the beginning, the ones I started listening to in 2020, 2018, 17, sometimes as far back as even 15. What do we have here now? We have grown together. We have grown together. I can only imagine what your thought process is as we've grown and what you've witnessed and what I've witnessed out of you. You may not have witnessed it out of you, but I have watched you grow. I've heard you grow in your thinking, in your thinking, and in your approach to what you do. You have grown, and I have grown. Wow. And when I met you, I was only 50% of what I am now. And I bet you at some point, each and every last one of you had to ask yourselves exactly what are we dealing with here? What are we dealing with? He said that he supported us and in our agenda as far as reparations. But what are we dealing with? This is different. At first, you believed I was trying to take over something. And what did I tell you? No, this is yours. Everything upon this planet belongs to the humans or mankind who has invented it and maintained it. We had no hand in it. You just used God's material. That's all. But the rest of it is pretty much you. But always remember you used his stuff to build it or to invent it, whatever it is. That's very important. Anyway, and what did I say then? I would be providing you air cover. It's funny how I don't think before I speak sometimes. Really, a lot of times, 90% of the times, because there's no real me. The mouth is a tool for seven. It's simple as that. The tongue and the mouth is a tool, a way, a tool and a way. And you know why I don't call your names, right? If you've been with me, then by now you know why I don't ever call your names as much as I want to. I really want to because you deserve it. You deserve to have your names yelled. But I can't because it is dangerous. And if you notice, if you show your face, then I'm going to watch you less because it is dangerous. And some of you have children. You know, this is a very dangerous game. So I have to take certain steps, which I find belittling because you've grown and you've worked so hard. Along the way, we have picked up what's the word for it? A entourage, maybe. An entourage of millions. Remember when I told you that you had friends? You have friends. It's not just you out there. It never was. Some people have to be empowered, woke up, face reality, see the truth. And the truth does indeed set one free. Because where there is truth, there is no more fear. Everything is out in the open. It's funny how these things go hand in hand. Even when I made what I hesitate to call mistakes, I just call on the other's part, a lapse of understanding, a lapse of having clarity, and one deciding they're going to play the role that they're in, no matter what. And they failed to see the forest for the trees. They really did. They failed to see the forest for the trees, and there's nothing you can do about that. So some I've lost. But before I lost them, I learned a lot. You guys have brought me information from all over the world. You have been a source of data and information that I never could have put together by myself. But taking it from you guys as parts and then looking at it as a sum, analyzing it as a sum, and outputting something cogent on the other end, workable on the other end, understandable on the other end. Well, that shit there is priceless, and I could never have done it without you. You're like staff. You're like having staff. And again, thank you. And I couldn't have done it without you. You know, the world wakes up this morning to a different day. It wakes up to a different day, a different set of circumstances, a different set of possibilities, a different set of scenarios. Who knows what's going to happen outside of God Himself? Even I can only extrapolate things out so far. But Him, because of His essence, is different. It's vastly different. I am puny in his presence. He would not, at any rate. And by the way, guess what? You know why for 3 years I've been saying you are going to tell me who I am? Remember those days? You will tell me who I am. That was very important for the same reason I said last night. For me, the whole episode was blasphemy. And I wasn't going to stand in front of God's throne being accused of blasphemy, knowing what that would mean. So I have the angels as witnesses, and I had my other plan. My other plan was you are going to tell me who I am. So by the millions you did, by the millions you did in one way or the other. So now I have an army of witnesses. So if I'm going to go to hell for this blasphemy, I'm taking all you scoundrels with me. Understand it. I'm taking every one of you scoundrels with me. This is more than just a mistake. You confirmed, the angels have confirmed, and forced me into confirmation or maybe compromise. I mean, I'm even ready for the next stage of the argument. but I, but I have prepared well. I have gathered both evidence and witnesses. They bore witnesses. I believe them, and I believe these angels back here, Father. It is not upon me. Show me mercy. Deal with them. You know how long I fought this one. I knew y'all was wrong. How could this be? So that's done now. That's done. And God watched it all unfold. He had to think he was crazy. This dude here is just, will he get it? Father, I love you and I trust you, but listen, I'm in flesh and bone. And flesh and bone like to do what it like to do sometimes. And sometimes it can think weird ass shit. And I just as soon do it my way. If you don't mind, I'd like to make sure while we add on this, and I am who I am. Nothing can be done. Plus, I'm not too much worried of being thrown into hellfire after much admonition and undressing. Goodness gracious, I dodged the bullet there. Whew, dodged the bullet. At least I think I did. You'll all play out. The world is in a bad place, people. Bad. Bad. It's, you know, it's crazy when you can't really say anything good. There's nothing good going on. The world is bland. It's like a plate of food that's beautiful. It looks appetizing, but no salt, no seasoning. Wow. It's in a bad place. Things are going on. Upheaval, birth pangs of the new world. The people in power wanted a new world order. And I still haven't figured what that means. So as far as I can get, they got tired of openly violating international law in which they're all signatories. And they finally said, we need another system. And the new system is a rule-based order, which I still, and now I can't figure that one out. This is a play on words. Rules-based order. Wow. Whatever that means. When you see phrases like that, that means we're going to make it up as we go. We'll have arguments and discussions behind closed doors, and we'll come up with some kind of order based on us being at the top and us being in power. And like I said, it has worked well because 1% of the population, really less than that, have more wealth than 98% of the rest of the population. That situation is unsustainable, yet they trudge along. They trudge along as if they don't see it. Maybe they don't. Like I told you, at this point, everything is spiritual. Everything. And this is a spiritual war. Once you see it as a spiritual war, you can start to see the moves beyond the human element. It is war with moves being made. It's simple as that. Then there's the human element, you. But you are but a part of the storyline. This would happen whether you, for the most part, existed or not. Once the realms had been broken, once Eve touched that fruit, it was over. It was over at that point anyway. It was gonna happen is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, floods, volcanoes, war. I broke this down one time. I don't remember if I did it in times of peace or times of war, because throughout the world, there's always somebody killing somebody. It breaks down to back in 2019, almost, hold on, I want the exact number, 396 people per second are killed on this planet, or otherwise or die violently. Think about that. This is the vastness of the planet. 396 people per second. You see all the vile, all of the evil, and you can feel it. Well, we can feel it. That's why that's why the angels lit incense. I'm telling you. If you look at Revelation, your sins not your sins, because most of these ain't yours. Most of these here is straight the devil stuff at this point. And these people here, with their so-called spiritual takeover, have now given you an added argument. And we don't like it. It's complicated things. Now you have an added argument, because when you were to get to the throne, you can say, I was taken over by the spirits. And you were. And we like, son of a bitch. What is this? What is it? What is he trying? What kind of move is this? He's trying to provide no sanctuary. He doesn't think like he was designed to think anymore because of you. Sorry, Satan. Satan does not think like he was designed because of you. His proximity and his influence over you and to you have even harmed him. It's sort of like understanding the actual relationship on a psychological level between slave and slave owner. Who is the victim? Yeah, the slave is messed up psychologically and familiarly for generations. But this dude over here has psychologically bent himself into a freaking pretzel too. Psychologically. It's a dual-edged sword, it seems. He's driven himself mad. This is why I say he can't get himself out of it. It's not because it can't end. No, it's because it can't stop, because of the socio-economic, political relationship between ex-slave and ex-slave owners. There's no way out of that dichotomy. Yet, no one wants to see it. And in the midst of all of this, sisters, and particularly, you have been spiritually disconnected from the rest of you. And we're going to speed by that one really freaking fast. And so have they. They have the situation have destroyed you both, made you both sitting ducks, easy targets, both vulnerable, both quite psychologically bent, and you act in an abnormal fashion because you are socially conditioned and placed in a social construct that leaves you no way out. And it keeps you crazy. It keeps you crazy. But that's just one subchapter in a very long chapter. That's just a subchapter. The psychological aspect. Once you get to, okay, what has this aspect? What is the influences on war and policy and politics? You can't escape it. It has altered everything forever. Forever. If you remove that, you have a different world. Completely. Because everything that comes from that has been influenced by that. It is the history. History is always alive. History follows you, and you can't escape it. It's impossible. It is impossible. We don't always know which way to go with things. Sometimes we can try too hard. People think that they're making decisions. No, you've never made a decision in your life. You think you have, because that's how you framed it. You want the truth. Here's the truth. And we're going to wrap this up fast. Here's the truth. In every situation in life that you can find yourself in which you have a choice to make, a decision, and no matter how big or small, that's not what you're doing. What you're actually doing is choosing from a list of options. Life provides you pretty much 4 or 5 options in every situation. That's not written in stone. Sometimes it's 3. Did you think of the options that you within your thought process? No. They came with the situation. They came with the scenario. It's a package deal. You're choosing. You call it decision making and thinking, which it is. But I'm just letting you know. No, it kind of like gives you options. And then you choose from the options presented. I'm pretty sure that that's how it goes. And is designed to go that way. I know what the problem is, though. I know what the problem is. I see these things because I'm looking at you. If you get what I'm saying, I'm looking at you. I don't see you like you see each other. I'm actually looking at you. Okay? It's different. It's not the same. At any rate, the world is in a bad way, okay? It ain't gonna right itself. It's not. There, even with the brightest men right now, I mean, the brightest men, you could get rid of everybody in power and bring in the most intellectually astute men from all walks of life. This is butched up so badly. You, because they would have the issue, I mean, it's the issue of pain. Man tries to get away from his pain, which you can't do. A man tries to get away from its suffering. But nothing comes without suffering. It does, but it ain't the same. And because of this human trait, it can't be fixed by man. It can't. He will always choose what doesn't hurt him. I don't think that they can, I really don't think that they cannot do that. I may be wrong, but I don't think that they cannot do that. I don't think there's ever been a time in human history, actually, that they've done that. No, I think that human being, I said this earlier in other audios, that humanity is like a virus. It doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. It the the species does not blend in to the environment. It changes the environment to suit it. It is the only species on Earth that does that. It does not acclimate to its environment. Hear me again. It changes its environment to one more suitable for it. That is the pattern of a virus. That's why I started using that term. I didn't mean it in a belittling fashion, but I looked at it and I said, well, damn, that's the American society. That's humanity. Everywhere they go, they digging holes, building roads, putting up more houses and buildings. They killing off the species. They they got all kinds of sprays and poisons. I mean, damn. How about just going over there, build a house, sit your fucking ass down, and leave everything else alone? How about that? I mean, this whole idea of urban sprawl, and I'm all over the damn map, is madness. You won't rest until there's not one tree standing. Not one tree. You cut down everything, and in the process, it kill a whole lot of shit, and get a lot of shit to run the fuck over too. And you having no problem doing this. I seen shit that's just crazy. When they built the woodlands, that area was full of deer before they built the woodlands. This is the insanity of it. Okay? So you put the subdivision there. You run off most of the deer, if not all of them. Others get hit by trucks and cars. You put up deer crossing signs, all this stuff. But here's what's outrageous. First you kill the real deer, move the real deer, and then you put up golden statues of the deer as you drive into the woodlands. What the hell, man? Why couldn't you just get along with the environment? Nope. We have to have our nice roads and our shops and our bakeries nearby. We must have childcare right over there. And you've ruined everything. It's you who ruined the atmosphere more than anything else. Because you don't understand it's one big ecosystem. You say you understand, but you don't. You in an ecosystem that doesn't necessarily need you. It doesn't necessarily need you. It was here before you. The earth sit here by itself a good minute with other stuff on it. You came on it later. You came on it later. My point being, everything has to be altered. Our way of thinking. And it's kind of late. Because again, as I speak, they dumping concrete right now. No one's asking, I mean, seriously? Where the water, so where the water gonna go? Oh, we have dug trenches. We've dug holes and trenches. That's okay. It's not gonna work. It can't work. No way can holes and trenches remove the amount of water that, say, 10 acres of land can in absorption. 1 million gallons gone through the ground. Concrete don't absorb water. So you dig holes for the water to run through. The concrete keeps the atmosphere hot. I mean, you just on your own thing here. And there's nothing no one can actually do to stop you without hurting you. It's not without hurting you. You seemingly have made your mind up that I'm going to have to be stopped. I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to have to be stopped. It's full steam ahead. Meanwhile, around you, you got grown-ass men screaming things like, if I go down, I'm taking everybody with me. Like I said, it's like watching one of those daytime dramas as the world turns. That's a good one. As the world turns. Anybody watching from above would be both amused and angry. You would actually you would pick sides. You'd have no choice but to pick sides in this shit. If you being honest watching from above, it's going to force you into choosing. It's going to force you into choosing because there's no justice, no fairness, no equality, no freedom, no privacy. Yeah. And there's handicapping, there's fixed systems, gamed systems. Yeah, we're going to be choosing sides here. We're going to be choosing sides. I'm pretty damn sure. Because you have to. You have to. And then they've managed to get outmaneuvered by other things every step of the way. Every step of the way, outplayed every step of the way. Goodness gracious. And they don't even realize it, so they don't recover because they don't realize that they've been outplayed. They think, and in the real scheme of things, they're not supposed to. They're humans. They're man. They're playing the game on the level that they know. The only good thing is he can only play the game amongst man. And that's a good thing because he wouldn't make it. He would not make it. You have to pray and you have to learn. One thing I learned, if you don't love you, you really can't love nobody else. You really can't. Not you. I don't think I love myself. I'm just fucking around. I gotta go. Rest of you, enjoy the rest of your morning. I just thought I would drop some gems on you about life and how this shit really is. Nothing here is your friend. Trust me on this. Nothing here is mankind's friend. Mankind ain't even here by himself. And sadly and overwhelmingly, he does not get this and he can't work this into his systems. It operates outside of his systems, like me. He can't do that. He can only do what his flesh is capable of doing, meaning his hands and fingers and toes and eyes and his brain, his mind, which is limited to the things of this planet. When things are from other places, then you look like you look, but it is respected because you were designed, and you are a design that's went bad. Not your fault. Try to get yourself out of it on an individual basis, but think in these spiritual terms. Man, this is a harsh statement, but everybody hears it, so that makes it fair. Spiritually, save yourselves. Fight. Fight. There is a heaven, and there's not a heaven. Fight. And I can promise you, this is the biggest fight that you'll ever be in your life. If you are here on this planet and you can hear my voice, living or dead, you are meant to be here by design. By design. Remember that. God don't leave nothing to happenstance. Not in this kind of game. No, he picked the generations. He picked the individuals in the generations to be alive on the stage right now for a reason that I'm not always too sure of. Good day. I'm Source. I am 7. I am 1.